Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Now, y'all got to watch my other video, child, because I really got into what Armon was saying on Spaces about TGIF, and he actually put a name on it, and he was very specific when he talked about it. However, it's gotten crazy, child, because Funky Dineva have came out publicly, and it seemingly look as though he's supporting Al Reynolds. Now, Al himself have been slightly, using friends and people that he's close to or whatever to be able to speak on the situation. But he himself has never at this moment spoke on the situation publicly. So everybody else around him keeps giving their 2 cents. And it's coming from Al. But Al, for whatever reason, has not addressed Armon head on. Maybe he's just not that type of person. Maybe he doesn't like conflict. I don't know what the scenario or case is, but he's not, going at Armon or speaking his truth about the whole situation, what's going on with Armon, the whole Fox Soul situation. Like, he's being very, cute on the topic and very cute on how he addresses it. But everybody around him is speaking on it. So the newest person to speak on it is god dang Funky Dineva. Now, Funky, I kind of understood where he was coming from because he was the person that really advocated for Armon, and really was like, hey, I'm here for Armon. I have Armon back. He's pushed really, really hard for Armon to get the role. So I definitely understand why he would be like, like, I really, advocated for this guy to be, that guy. And for him to come up here and do this whole roasting, come at my boy, I feel a ways about that. I understand that. However, in my opinion, I don't think that him saying that Armon doesn't know what the F he is talking about and all, because he was giving all of that. Y'all, I'm gonna play the clips for it for you guys to hear it at the end. But he was giving, you don't know what the F you talking about. Like, it looked very personal. It was given very personal to where he was coming and sticking up for Al Reynolds. That's what it looked like, and I know he was just answering the questions that was being asked to him. But child, it really looked like, he felt a ways about, Armon taking shots at his boy. I don't know if it really was that, but that's how it was seemingly looking. And child, it just was a mess, okay? And my thing is, like, let your boy speak on it. Let your boy, be big and bad. And he was like, oh, he was so devastated and so disappointed in Armon. And that's not what it was given when god dang the man called you up. You wasn't giving all of that. You wasn't giving that when he called you. When Al Reynolds called him, he looked like he was gagging, like, ooh, child, like, it's a mess, child. He was giving all of that. He wasn't giving, oh my God, he came at you like that? Like, he didn't look horrified on camera. He looked like he was here for the tea. He looked like he couldn't turn off his show fast enough to go watch TGIF. That's what it was giving, okay? But for him, all of a sudden, he's, oh my God, it was disgusting. It was unprofessional. It was all of that, right? However, if they handled it behind the scenes and talked about it behind the scenes, and however it was not addressed, and you just expect somebody to not feel a ways, that's crazy. I'm not here for how the whole situation, turned out. However, Armon honestly was, offended first. Somebody did something to him first. Armon is not the type of person to take shots unprovoked. You're not going to gaslight him, and you're not going to play these little games on him. He's going to come out swinging. And with everything that is being told to him from Al Reynolds, or what he knows from the situation, he don't know what Armon knows. He don't know what Armon experiences. Some people are very intuitive to where they can pick up on certain things in a shorter amount of time than somebody else. Like, I could go somewhere and I peep certain things, and my homegirl could go and she don't see it. She don't see it for at all. She don't have those type of feelings. Some people are very much so empathic to where they can pick up on certain things, child, that others is not picking up on. Others ain't peeping. Others just not feeling for themselves. But I don't know. This whole situation is a mess. This whole situation is messy. This whole situation is absolutely crazy. But we're here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here to see how this whole situation turns out and how it's going to play out. I'm entertained, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm entertained. We gonna see. But Armon spoke on it, again, after speaking on it last time in an interview that he did with another person. And when he spoke on it, he basically showed that person text messages and some more stuff. Like, look what this man was doing The other person was so gagged, like, oh, it's good. And this man was just hanging out with me, and he did this and he did that. Like, oh my God, child, I want to see the text messages. At this point, Armon, just come out, tell the tea, because everybody else is telling it. Why you can't tell it? Tell the tea. Tell what happened. I'm here. I want the actual like, I want text messages. I want you. I don't know. He like, well, the whole Jason Lee thing turned out and everybody turned their back on me, so I'm not gonna go to Jason Lee route. But we might need a Jason Lee PowerPoint, point A, point B, point C, point D, all of that. With all of this is going on, because it's just very much looking like it's half stories. Maybe you could have Claudia come on there. I don't know, but you definitely need to tell the world without compromise. Show your text messages, show everything of how this man did you. I think that you need to defend yourself. Why not? And if people call you a crash out for doing so, okay. If people call you crazy for doing so, okay. I feel like you should defend yourself. I don't know. I just think that, yes, it was messy. My first initial reaction was, oh my God, Armon, no. Like, why would you do this? You just look a mess. Like, that was my first reaction. But now, like, after the dust has settled, different people have came out, different things have came out, conversations have been had. I think that something was done to Armon. Maybe he didn't handle it the best. He could have handled it better, but you can't, slap somebody and then tell them how to react. You know what I'm saying? People come out gunning after that. You can't, you just can't do it. You don't know. But I don't know, y'all. I'm going to play these clips. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this mess, child. Let me know. I love you guys so much. Bye.
Like, Armon is good in the silo that he's good in, like that female rap stuff. He's good. That was why, when I made my departure from Fox Soul, which is a perfect segue, and I'm sure that's where we're going. That was why I was like, this guy is good. To see Armon mature a little bit so he can really get everything that the universe has for him. And I'll say it on camera because I'll say it to his face. Armon, you do need to grow up a little bit. You need to grow up a lot a bit. And I think once he grows up a little bit and matures, I think that the universe is definitely going to open up and give him all the things that he deserves. Just from like just like an older person once being young. You know what I'm saying? It's not one particular thing or another. It's just there's just a small, from my perspective, it's just a small maturity factor that is missing, coupled with obviously, some things that I know that kind of transpired in the background with Fox Soul and all that type of stuff. There's just a maturity piece there. And this is not a read or not to be messy. I'm telling you, it's kind of like, granted, we don't have a big brother, little brother relationship, but if I could be in this space, a big brother, like once he's got it. So he interviewed, so we met once because he interviewed me once. He came down to Miami. And so that's kind of how we fostered our relationship. And then when the Fox Soul situation came out, when he was in the running, like we definitely did have several conversations. And I just, like, do this, do that. You should ask for this. You shouldn't ask for that. Here is the lay of the land type of thing. And I definitely, I will say this. I feel like in that situation, I did for him what I would want someone to do for me at a job. Like I was like, here is the official handbook on how to do the job, and then here is the unofficial handbook. Here is all the backstory. Stay away from this bitch. Don't talk to this one. Watch what you say in front of this one. Ask for this. Ask for that. Don't do this. Don't do like. I literally gave him all of my experience. I poured into him because I would want somebody to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? So that has been our relationship. We're not like super close and we don't talk on the phone, but I would do that for anybody that was coming in behind me. When I made my departure, I wanted that show to succeed. I did. I just didn't want to work there no more, but I wanted the show to succeed. And I knew that they needed somebody. I knew that they were going to try to mimic my energy. I knew that for a fact. But they couldn't, so don't even waste your time trying. But they needed somebody who was brazen, cavalier, not afraid to speak. And I felt like of all the people in the YouTube landscape, he or T.S. Madison were the best ones. Madison was unable to do it for whatever her reasons. And it schedule conflict and the money wasn't right. Okay. So she turned it down. A battery was put in his back. These are my thoughts. Can't prove it. Don't know for a fact. I thought a battery was put in his back. I thought it was deeply personal. I thought it was extremely unprofessional. I thought it was I thought it was gross. And the reason why I thought it was gross is because obviously having had work there, a lot of the things that he was saying, he had not even been there long enough to experience or even know what the fuck he was talking about, okay? And it's just the things that were coming out of his mouth had trappings of somebody gave him this information. He simply had not been there long enough. And going back to our earlier conversation when I was talking about the maturity piece, That's the thing right there. Like I laid out for Armon everything he needed to do to be successful at that show, and in my opinion, he went there and did the complete opposite. And I'm very disappointed in him for it. I am, because I rooted for you. I rooted for you when there were actually people working against you being there. And I informed him that there are people who don't want you there. There are people who are going out of their way to not have you here. Told him who the people were and everything. And then I told him everything he needed to do to be successful there. And you went up there and drank the Kool-Aid and got lost in the sauce and did the complete opposite. And if I'm being honest, was a major contributing factor, as far as I can see, as to why the shit got canceled.
You think it's his fault?
I don't think it's his fault. Okay. I don't think it's his fault. I think that he was a major contributing factor. That roast was just, in what world do you go to your job and do that? A mature person who was looking at the future of the collective, the show, and the energy of three people who have to get along, a mature person would have never done that. They simply would not have done that. You can't tear up the chemistry. There was no bouncing back from what was said to Al in that roast. And honestly and truthfully, I feel like the person that lost the most in the situation was Armon, because he had the most to gain from it. Talent will always prevail. He's got the talent, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. But I just feel like in this situation, he had the most to gain. Claudia spoke about it when she was on your thing. The shit didn't have nothing to do with me.
And Funky was the one, I will say, that would be the most willing to, I hate when mom and dad are fighting, you know? Me out. So he would want to, like, guys, I just feel, and I love that he didn't have the ego to, like, not, like, some people are like, I ain't saying nothing to that. No, he did do that. And I got to give him props for that, because not everyone could do that. He would be the bigger person a lot of times and be the one that would be like, let's talk, you know? And sometimes he would tell me stuff like, you know what, I'm tired of it. Like, you don't know why this person's mad. Well, this is what happened. And I'd be like, whoa, wrong. There's a lot of telephone game happening.
It was a lot of, just me being caught in between her and Al, whatever the fuck they had going on. And it was dumb. It was dumb to me. Additional money. I wasn't asking for extra money. I was asking for what you had already been paying me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was asking for, the $250 an episode that you took away from me. And mind you, y'all, if I'm being honest, the deal fell apart over $250. My rate originally was $1,250. Mm-hmm. They cut us to $1,000. I just wanted the $250 back, which at the end of the year across the contract would have been $60,000 in total. You know what I'm saying? Right. It would across episode. Mm-hmm. And so then it was one of those things where it was like, okay, you can't give him the $250. Can you at least put him on the health insurance? And the people wouldn't even put me on the health insurance. You know what I'm saying? So,
your other co-hosts?
No, okay. Nobody was. Nobody was. But it's like, and granted, I don't know the ins and outs, but from where I sat, I'm like, Fox is a big-ass corporation. To put one more name on the damn spreadsheet for health insurance, the number's going to be so damn small, you're not even going to recognize it. Like, what's another $200 a month to the damn company? And it was just like, okay, you won't even put me on the health insurance. I was like, yeah, I don't feel valued here. That's really what it was. There was an incident, and this is just from me, like, piecing together things from all the blogs and stuff. There was an incident where Claudia got a screenshot of a text message from Al, and in the text message he had said, and I'm only speaking about this because she's made it be known because I don't want to be in nobody's mess. She got a screenshot from Al where he had said something unfavorable about her to Nene Leakes, okay? And it got back, Claudia saw it, and that at that time had created a big shitstorm, and we got through it.
I'm sick of being the bad guy. For what? Like, why am I the bad guy in this situation? I've had to be the bigger person on several times about things, And it's like, I'm just tired of being misunderstood.
So I thought. And the reason why I say so I thought is because now in present day, a lot of what I'm seeing online is people regurgitating or repeating that Claudia says, Al was talking about her and that's when shit went wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought we had got over that. I'm guessing maybe we never did. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm human. I have natural emotions. Vindicated. My first response was, I had them hoes, gave me my $250, the shit wouldn't have been canceled. I'm just keeping it real. I had them hoes, gave me my $250 or put me on the damn health insurance, the shit wouldn't have been canceled. That was my first thought, you know what I'm saying? And then the second was like, you know what I'm saying? Damn, this just did not have to be like. I was disappointed in everybody. I'm like, y'all let the shit fall apart in 5 damn months after I left, 5 or 6 months, and then coming off the roast, I'm like, this shit just didn't have to be. After feeling vindicated, I felt frustrated. I was like, cause this is stupid, and y'all had something, and it could have taken everybody to the next level. Y'all could have, I could have been like Portia, took a season off and came back the next season after them girls that got a TV schedule. I'm like, girl, I'm planning on maybe coming back. You know what I'm saying? I was disappointed. I was disappointed. I was like, y'all hoes need y'all job. I was like, Armon, this is great next level for you. Al, you don't work in TV, and granted, you know, Claudia does her thing, she does well, but Claudia does like movies and stuff. That's gig work. You know, you get a gig here, you may not work for a few months, you get another gig. It was a nice, stable paycheck for everybody. I'm not reading, it's a nice, stable paycheck. And I'm like, y'all fucked y'all check up over dumb shit. Who can't use an extra $250,000?
No, in regards to Al, so this is on March 17th, right? There's a text message being sent. I have a brilliant idea. You see that? Okay. That's to somebody on the team. Mind you, the 18th, you're cuddled up with me, with Monifa, and your king, and your this and that.
Thing, right.
Now, the next day, read that.
Not allowed.
Not allowed. That's the next day. And mind you, me and you had keys last Sunday. So, you know, me and her, we carried hard. And girl, that was to Claudia. Because Claudia didn't like me at the time. Girl, you were trying to set up a meeting to get me fired. And you had the meeting.
This intense shot.
You had, but girl, but that's just like me keying in your face last Sunday and reading you.
Right, yeah.
I don't like bitches like that. If you don't like, I like a bitch. Like, the reason why I respect Claudia, and I'm always going to respect her, because she told me, bitch, I don't like you.
But no, because she's an Aries like me.
But I respect the upfront bitch.
Yeah.
I don't like no girl that's going to act like they like
think
me.
that's intense.
And then stab me in my back. I don't fuck with that, because it's like, we don't have to like each other. Because baby, if I don't like you, I don't like you. But I'm never a person, first of all, there's not one hoe on this platform in this world that I feel like, oh girl, that's gonna shake me, that I feel like, oh girl, I'm intimidated by you, or like, I feel like, I gotta hate on you. But then it's like another thing, it's like, I'm never gonna be so desperate and so petty to try to get somebody fired and then put out lies. Bitch, I never put out a lie on a person. So girl, she put out that lie. I read her behind the scenes and I told her,
you read it on the scenes too, though.
That was because nothing was done behind the scenes. And so, girl, now you want to perform, because she's a Gemini like me. So I'm going to show you how to perform, because she was performing around town.
You a May Gemini or June Gemini?
I'm a June Gemini. So she was performing around town, telling the girls that I slept with the producer.
Oh, holy smokes.
Yes.
Is that true?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
And it's no shade, but girl, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But absolutely not.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more.
Why? You see, this is what I don't like. Because girl. What?
You're funny.
Why?
No,
it's no shade.
I mean, yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not giving that. Even if it was to give that, it's not giving that.
No.
It's no shade.
I mean, I think that your personality got you the job.
Yeah. But that was the problem, because she had, a lot of the people was gagging because the first day, I mean, maybe the first 2 weeks, I got a music segment, because I talk a lot about music.
You like music.
So she felt some type of way. She had gave, oh, you have, and she did this on air.
Who's she?
Ow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have a music segment? This on air. Oh, it took me 4 years to get my segment. The same night that we went out, I was talking to her and I was like, hey, you know, we're doing a lot of talking about, you know, this is like kind of like during Women's History Month and Black History Month. I was like, we've done a lot of stuff about, here's the thing, and black women, please don't feel any kind of way. But I just, during that time, I just kind of felt like we were talking a lot about black women and their problems and everything that they had going on. And even during Black History Month, I feel like we didn't highlight any LGBTQ people in history, and I feel like we never do. So I said, I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see I can't wait to see what the network does for Pride Month in regards to black LGBT talent. Because, you know, Pride Month and Music Month, or Black Music Month, is the same month. So I was like, I wonder if they're going to make it about Black Music Month and then get the gays out of here. So he was like, well, did you tell such and such about it? I was like, yeah, I did kind of bring it up to him. He was like, oh, I'm sure it'll be done by next week. And so I'm the kind of girl, like, mind you, we out at the bar, Ken. But so I'm the person, like, I'm a very clever and sharp bitch. So I'm like, okay, so I laugh with you, I keep with you, but I put that in my back pocket, like, okay, girl, I gotta watch her.
Right.
I gotta watch her, because there's certain little things that she's saying, you gotta watch a person. And you be like, oh, girl, I'll keep with you, but girl, I'm gonna put that in my pocket because you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And so it ended up that if I found out she was trying to set me up, because my fans.
You thought she felt away and she felt away.
Yeah, and girl, I met her where she was at. And at the end of the day, when the whole roast thing happened, I asked the management, did they want to hear it?
And they gave you.
And she said no. They said no. They said, listen, we just don't want you to mention Star Jones.
Did you mention it?
No.
Okay.
They said, and I said, would you like to hear the rest of the roast? They said, no, we trust that you're going to make it phenomenal. But the whole thing is, they were just like, girl, we need the ratings. We want you to crash out. We want you to, and I told you this. I said, I'm not about to crash out for this network, and y'all don't have my back.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They be wanting you to crash out. And so when I did it, Al felt away. Then
she felt away, yeah, child.
But the girls didn't catch the fact, you wouldn't call Funky Dineva. So, girl, I'm the type of person
Well, I feel like he handled it well when you
didn't handle that well.
No, during the time. Like
she did not. She got off the air and called Funky Dineva.
But they showed on the blog, she was just like, oh, she acted like she was.
Oh, girl, she got off that camera.
Yeah, no, I remember they showed her. She called, right?
Well, she was pissed when we went to commercial, and I told her to pay.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but on air though, she gave very much like, oh, I love that.
Yeah, she did give that.
Yeah,
I told her, girl, but when she did my roast, I said, girl, that's all you got.
Yeah,
I
it wasn't
knew.
a roast to me.
That was very much so a roast.
No, I'm talking about the one she gave you.
She should have went harder.
Yeah,
I had read her
felt like
by
it was
then.
no, you roasted her, child. But I don't feel like she.
We was already into it by the time she had roasted me.
Right,
We had been into it for months already because she had been lying on me. So, but you should have known it was coming. Because I cleared Claudia too slightly on her roast, but me and Claudia are cool. That's my girl. But the whole thing is, I'm going to show you the messages, and it's no shade. We were cooking Claudia after he was sending that stuff. All the month of April, girl, we were tearing Claudia up because, girl, he had me thinking that she didn't like me and I didn't like her. So me and her were clearing each other back to back, and the whole time he was in the middle of it. So at the end of the day, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be on the show. It was a crazy.
I think it was cute for your resume.
You know what? I never want to do nothing like that again in the sense of coming in on a show, especially because I don't know the different dynamics. So there was a point in time where I just kind of honestly felt like I was being pulled in between a rock and a hard place because I never even had a welcome meeting. Like, it was never even given like, hey, Armon, welcome to the show. And here's, girl, it was all like, Claudia didn't like me first. So she was like, why is he here? Then Al liked me because she didn't like me.
Right,
Then once me and her got cool, he didn't like me. I never even met everybody. You know, and then you got this, then I come with my controversial people. So people are ready for it to fall because it's me. You know, it was just a mess. And so but I learned one thing. During that time, everybody was on my neck. So I was like, okay, when I get my commentary next time, I'm going to be a little bit softer because for the first time in my life, that's when I actually felt like a freaking celebrity because I was like, ooh, I see how they feel when everybody is at them. I can't really give that.